The gaming industry has totally shifted from getting people to play to extracting as much money they can possibly can from the users that are already playing. The thing is, mobile gaming did not get worse by accident. It got worse on purpose. The phone inside your pocket is one of the best gaming devices that you actually own. But are the developers making the most out of the hardware that's available in the modern times? Well, I don't think so. The phone gaming industry is simply predative, I have to say. They only make the most manipulative and money-hungry games that they possibly can nowadays. And that's not a coincidence. That is their exact business model. Companies went from how do we make the games actually fun to play to how much money we can extract from the players who are actually playing. The point of this video is that free isn't fun. Fun isn't the goal anymore. And the whole thing is designed to take your money and not your time. And the worst part is that they don't even try to hide it anymore. So one article I found, downloads are basically flat, while in-app purchase revenue jumped over 10%. And that tells a lot, to be honest. They are making more money from a fewer number of players. And that is the entire strategy right now. Back in the Angry Birds and Fruit Ninja days, games used to be fun and not an ad every 2 seconds or asking you to buy something in-game. And it all started with offering free games. Once upon a time, Angry Birds used to cost you money to buy it from the App Store. So free is the biggest lie in the gaming industry. Over 95% of Android games are free to download, which means money has to come from somewhere. They just can't keep going on without extracting money from you, right? So we are not the player because we are not paying. We are just the product along with our heavy wallets. The games are designed in such a way that the free versions often feel very annoying to play even. So that's where the classic move comes in. Give you access to a free game and then simply fill it with in-app purchases. Gamers have been calling this out for over a decade now. My take is that a game that is free but it's designed to frustrate you into paying, well, that's not generous. It's simply a trap to even hit the download button. And the worst part is that paid unlocks instead of grinding your way through. Earlier we had to improve ourselves in game in order to get some good unlocks, maybe a good outfit or something like that. That new outfit was earned and you actually felt like you accomplished something once you reached that stage. But now you can just unlock that by paying $4.99. That easy, right? But will that give you any satisfaction that you used to get once you accomplished a mission or unlock something that you had to reach a certain number of XP to do that? Well, they don't care about that anymore. And even old games like Angry Birds, I often play that when I'm like in the washroom, you know where. And even that has an energy timer. Like you have to wait a specific amount of time before you can play it again once the timer goes up. In order to beat the game also, you have to refill your timer and that's the worst kind of in-app purchases, I have to say. It's not designed around your enjoyment. It's designed around your frustration threshold. Simple as that. They know exactly how much pain it takes before you actually hit that buy button. And they will hit you right where it hurts. But then we have pay to win. The Diablo Immortal game just ruin that forever. You can technically play that game for free, but to actually compete at the top in a PvP game like that, it can take a lot of years for a free player to actually match their level. The best gems basically come out of the loot boxes that they have. That's not a game mechanic, bro. That is a casino floor, I have to say. And thus you might have expected Diablo Immortal was the lowest rated game ever in Blizzard's history as much I can recall. But do you know what's funny? That game still made a fortune, which is exactly why nobody is stopping. Game studios don't really care about their reputation anymore, they just care about milking as much money as they possibly can from you. This is simply gambling, and kids basically play this game. They are taught gambling at a very young age nowadays. Just buy a loot box or do that lucky spin and you will get a certain number of points, gems or whatever the game has to offer. The psychology is deliberate, FOMO, fear of missing out, that's what you're into. That is the same mechanic that makes the slot machine very addictive. Just one more spin, right? It's always one more spin. So in order to justify your spend, you often spend a lot more. So when a kid's game uses this exact same mechanic, that's grooming people into gambling habits at a very early age, way before they are old enough to legally gamble. And it's even banned in my country. But still, we have legal loopholes as usual. And I completely forgot about this one, the fake ad epidemic. Like you might have seen those ads on Facebook, Instagram or whatever you browse. Like the game will look certain way in the ad, but when you actually download that, it's basically nothing like that. Basically those pull up and rescue a dog kind of puzzles, none of that you see exists on the actual game. This isn't a glitch, this is a strategy. They simply show fake ads that outperform a genuine gameplay because their games suck and obviously it won't look that good. So instead they blast you with fake ads. It has reached a stage where there is a game on Steam which was named something like you won those games, right? Here is it. I'll show you a photo if I can find it. But the reason it's getting even worse is that whatever they are doing is actually working and we are paying for that. The revenue is always always going up, it's never coming down. Even though the player base is declining, but the revenue is skyrocketing. No one fixes what's printing you money, right? So the game industry doesn't really care. So my final line is that mobile game doesn't suck because the phones are bad nowadays. It sucks because someone actually did the math and realized your enjoyment was actually leaving money on the table. And it's only getting worse, and we keep falling for the same traps again and again. So let me know what you think of the current situation of gaming, and what do you think about my hot take on how everything is just plummeting downwards in order to extract as much money as possible from us. So do you play any phone games? I personally don't. I love Steam for that only reason, as Steam has clearly stated that they are never gonna allow like in-system ads, in-game ads in any of their games that they have. So I really respect Steam for this one. I would always love to game on my PC or my PS5, never on my phone unless I'm too desperate in the flight or something like that. So that is the reason gaming handhelds are taking off on top of that. So anyways, hope you found this hot take helpful. Please subscribe for more such hot takes like this where I just yap in front of the camera at this stage. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. And also, if you're into tech and productivity, check out my main YouTube channel.